Am I live? Hello! Sorry that if you were watching a couple of minutes ago that we just kind of went out. I was trying to figure out why the chat box wasn't working and I refreshed my browser and then it didn't work. And then I was like, okay, let's just go live again. But I hit stream and apparently you need some sort of streaming software to stream instead of just the go live option. So then I had to refresh that and delete that thing that it was trying to make and then come back and make this video, and here we are. So hello, welcome back. I am Victoria Wilder. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I wrote Lullaby of the Lilitu, this lovely, beautiful novel right here, which I love. I love looking at it. I love touching it. I love picking it up, and you will too, I promise. And you love smelling it. It smells great. It's wonderful. It's a great book. So Lullaby of the Lilitu I wrote, and also I wrote this poetry book here, Watermelon Songs of My Soul, which came out in 2018, and I helped to write this collection of stories called Voices of Christmas with two other authors who are really, really good. The second story in there is my favorite, and then the third one is my second favorite, and then the first one is my third favorite by default. Can you stand? Can you stand? Can you stand? No. I don't think it wants to stand up, you guys. What do we do? So, anyway, I write stuff, and that is what we're doing here. In case you have never been to a write-in, I have started doing write-ins on this channel where we will chat for a little bit, and then we will spend about 5 to 10 minutes writing, and then chat a little bit more, and then spend about 15 to 20 minutes writing, and we'll decide that as we go and just talk about our chatting experience. You can message me in the chat box there, and I will be here responding to you. Any questions, any comments, anything you want to say. First, say hello, please. If you are here and you are watching, I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, tonight I'm going to be working on Diva. Really, really excited because I feel like I am about 2, maybe 3 if I push it, but about 2 chapters from the end, and it is going to be the shortest book ever. This first draft. I will find a way to add more when I can, but at present it is only 36,914 words, and if I only have 2 more chapters and the chapters are really short, then I am not expecting it to even make it all the way to 40,000 in this first draft, and that kind of means it's not really a novel by word count standards, but whatever. It's a book and it's a story, and I wrote it. I'm really excited to be getting to this point with another story, another book, another thing that has been with me for so long, and also excited to be done with this draft because it's been a lot of fun. It really has. It's been like the Lullaby of the Lilitu was it's like in my heart. It's like I had a dream about this thing, and then the story was just like a part of me. It's my soul. It's very emotional. I don't want to call it angsty, but there's a lot of emotion in Lullaby of the Lilitu, whereas with Diva, the way I've been writing it lately has been just about really fun and just whatever the heck I want to do. And I've been not asking a lot of questions about it, not thinking deeply about it, not like really, there's not even like a subplot. So I know that this first draft is going to be extremely short, but I don't expect it to stay this short after a few edits. And I am also really happy that I'm going to put it aside for a bit because then I get to move back into the world of the Lilitu for the second book in that series. And I felt like I was sick of it for a little while, but then I realized, no, I still love those characters. I still love that world. I still love like all of that junk. So we'll be getting back into that. But we are here, and I do want to do a warm up. So I think we'll do it in about a minute. I've been talking for 4 minutes, so 5 minutes. Or actually, what time is it? I'll do it on the 7:15 so that everybody's clock is kind of synced up and it's easier to watch. So we have 3 minutes. And I don't know what to say in those 3 minutes because I never planned for these. I'm just like, I want to sit down and write, and this is how I get words out. And that's been pretty good. Oh, excuse the stuff on my stove, the cookie sheet and paper. Don't worry about it. It doesn't exist. Just forget it's there, and eventually I'll get up and move it. But yeah, I'm excited to be near the end of Diva, and excited. Today I was measuring out some of the books on my bookshelf to kind of see what size I want it to be, and I think it's going to be, even though I will be pumping up the adding more to the book, I believe. Or at least I intend to. I'm going to go read it and see how much needs to be added, how much needs to be taken away. So we'll see what happens by the end. But I do want it to be a very small book either way, the kind of book you can like put in your purse or carry to the beach. One of those like little, like, I should have grabbed a book, but I didn't. It's like, it's small, okay? Something you can buy probably at like a pharmacy, you know? And that's going to be interesting. That's going to be fun when I'm formatting it, I think. And it's also going to take off a lot of the pressure for trying to write a book that is a certain size to my standards, because I just really like hefty books, or like I like fat books. They don't have to be tall or anything, but I like them when they're kind of thick in the body, you know what I mean? But not too thick. Like, I got standards, okay? I have book standards. What can I say? And I've been thinking about that for Diva, just because it's getting so close and trying to figure out what kind of cover I want. I can't decide between a cover with a person on it, and a cover with like imagery on it that is not a person. And I've been leaning towards person, just because of the style of this story. It feels like there should be a person on the cover, but like, I personally don't like books with full people, like actual people on the cover. Like, I like Children of Blood and Bone had a face on the cover, but it was art. It was like painted or drawn or something, and it was it's just great, you know? And then there are books with like actual people, like romance novels and stuff, and I'm just not into that. So I'm still flip flopping. Anyway, we have like 1 minute, so I do want to give you guys a brief prompt that I just made up. So your character is watching a movie or show that is absolutely terrifying, and then seconds later, the terrifying thing or person in that thing is at their window. How do they respond? So if you are writing something just out of your head, go and like add that. Or if you can find a way to add that to your story, go ahead and add that to your story. And we are going to write for a 5-minute warm up and go. Oh man, that was a lot shorter than I expected. So how'd you do? If you are here and you are writing, let me know in the chat box how you did. And that could be word count, that could be just how you felt about it, how that experience of writing went. I will say that for me, it was a little bit kind of just tough getting into it because I was doing a bunch of other stuff before I sat down for this. And I managed to write 80 words. So, and I haven't written a lot today. So like my total for this day is, I'll tell you in a second. So if you are doing NaNoWriMo, or you've never heard of it and you're thinking about doing it next year, nanowrimo.org is the website. And on their website, you can track your progress. So they have these really cool things where you can put in the number of your word count, like how much you were able to write in a certain amount of time. So right now I'm putting in that I wrote 80 words from 7:15 to 7:20. And so then they will show you. I wish I could share my screen with you guys because that would make this a lot more understandable. But then they'll show you like these bar graphs or charts. There's a line graph and a bar graph, and they show you your word count each day and compile it. So my total for the day is only 265 words. Like I said, I haven't really been writing today. I wrote a little bit before bed last night, and then I went to bed very early because I have not been having the best sleeping schedule. I have yogurt. So yeah. NaNoWriMo has all these really cool things to help you track your writing, and I love it, and you can use it pretty much year-round. You don't have to use it just for Nano, I don't think. So I have yogurt. This is Chobani Greek yogurt with mango. That is going to stain my lips. It's fine. It's fine. So anyway, that 5-minute writing session was a little bit tough for me just getting into. And yeah, I don't know. It was also tough for it to end so suddenly because I was like in the middle of a sentence. So I think we're going to start again in about 2 minutes on the 25 and just go. And we'll do, I think, 15 minutes at that time. And then we'll do another sprint for 20 minutes. And then I think, depending on how we feel or who's here, we'll do another 20-minute sprint and then probably be done. And hopefully... Hi, DL Stewart is here. You're not writing at the moment, but you're here. Well, welcome. Hopefully this inspires you in some way, or you enjoy watching me type, in which case, cool. Oh, look, I'm live now. Gmail just emailed me to tell me that my channel is live. Thank you. Thank you so much. So helpful. Welcome. If you just want to chill and watch me type, that is totally your prerogative. I don't mind at all. But if you are writing, please let me know how it's going in the side there. So we have 1 more minute, and let's think of a prompt. Your main character finds out they have a doppelganger or someone who looks exactly like them that shows up in their life. How do they respond? I've got to do the dishes, so I'll just be lurking in the background. That's cool. Well, welcome. Hopefully, I guess the sound of typing is really soothing. It really is for me. Like sometimes I'll just play it and forget that it's playing because I'll play it to write, but then I'll forget that it's playing. It's just in the background and it's just like really soothing. That's really good. So it is now the 25. Again, your character has a doppelganger. They find out that there's someone who looks exactly like them. How do they respond? You may use the prompts if you'd like. You don't have to. And let's get going. And time. Ooh, so how did that go? If you are out there and you are writing, how was that experience? I was able to write 262 words in that 15-minute section, so that's pretty good for me. I never expect to write too many, so I like when it goes well. You know what I mean? So again, I am updating on the Nano website, nanowrimo.org/stats, if you want to be specific. I am updating my statistics. I'm updating my numbers. So there we have that. So if you are writing or you're just chilling, let me know how's that last 20 minutes for you. Were you writing? Were you cleaning? Were you eating? What are you doing while watching this video? And yeah, so it did go well. We will start our next sprint on the 45, I believe is a good time. And maybe we'll just do another 15-minute one and then possibly finish off with a 20-minute one. I like it. So it went pretty well. I am now at this scene that is, how do I say without any spoilers? It's just really interesting, or really, really fun. Or it wasn't before. So like last night I went in and I looked at I actually finished my full outline like last night at around 14,452 words. And last night as I was looking at it, I realized that this scene, I have been not wanting to write this scene for a while because it really made me very uncomfortable. And so, and a big part of why it made me uncomfortable was the character that was involved in this scene. And it was just like, it just didn't feel right. And I was like trying to figure out ways to do it. And originally in my outline, I was just going to have it happen in a way that was very gentle, like off screen. Like it was just, you see nothing happening. You just know what's happening, and that's still very uncomfortable. But it also just didn't like make real sense to me. This character essentially is being in a bad situation for not a good enough reason. And this book in particular, there are a lot of characters in bad situations for like no reason at all, but I'm just like, I don't care. But this character, I care. And so I just couldn't do it. So I had to change this entire scene to something sort of completely different, but still relevant along the timeline, I hope. But it's like a new thing that I haven't been thinking about. But that other scene I had been thinking about over and over, and I just could not figure out the way to write it because it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel correct. It felt like it was supposed to happen when I first outlined the story, when I first started writing Diva, and then when I wrote the rest of the book and I got to this point, now it's just like that wouldn't have worked. That just wouldn't have worked for me. So I am changing the thing. I'm changing the scene to something else, and I'm just getting up to this scene and the changed new version of it is about to happen. And hopefully that's fun, but I haven't actually fleshed that out as much as I had sort of fleshed out the other one. Yeah, like I still in my outline have the scene with that other character as the major thing, and then I have like in brackets like, oh wait, this is the alternate scene that I like better, but I didn't actually like flesh that out. So we'll see how that works in our next sprint, which we will start in about a minute. And if you are writing your prompt, we're doing 15 minutes, and your prompt for this next sprint is that I just made up. Your character has to do something that they really, really don't want to do, but if they don't do it, people will die. So that is your, whatchamacallit, who's it calls it, what's prompts. And we have 15 minutes on the clock starting now. 5 minutes is not a lot of time. Cool. It has been 15 minutes. I wrote a little bit less that time with 249 words. But still cool. Getting some words down. How is it going out there in the world of humans? You know what I wish? I wish I had like some sort of like plain white background or a background that looked like the computer screen in the Matrix or something, just so I can make it clear that I'm a nerd. I mean, that I am a robot. Or not a robot, depending on what you think of AI and cyborgs and this human flesh vehicle that I am wearing. I'm not like a computer robot, like I'm not smart like those robots. I'm pretty smart, but not like that. I just don't eat or sleep or understand human emotion. I try and I try, and I feel human emotion a lot, but I don't quite understand it or why it is a thing. Okay, I do think let's do one more sprint. Why not? We'll do our final sprint for 20 minutes at the 5-minute mark, so at 8:05 for me in Eastern time, and wherever you are on the 5. And then let's see, after that, we'll be done. So if you have any questions, anything you want to say before we head out, now would be the time to put that in, because I don't know if I'm going to do much chatting afterwards. I'm going to finish writing, and then I'm going to practice a little bit of French, maybe practice some guitar, because I haven't really been doing that, and I really want to learn so that I can play my own songs. And then, do some writing before the night ends, I guess. But that was mostly my plan today. Oh, I have videos to edit, so I'll be editing some tarot videos tonight, I guess. I should do that, huh? I shouldn't play Sims, right? I shouldn't play The Sims 4 and send my Sims to university as vampires. Not before I do some more work. I have to get some things done. I am now self-employed or home-employed, and that means I need to be on the ball. It's not just trying to figure out, like when I have had a day job that was regular, I had to figure out how to fit things in during that day, like around the day job. I had to figure out how to put work in, in the afternoons on the days that I work during the day, or in the evening or morning, depending on, my schedule, because it was changing every now and then. It was usually the same, but it changed every now and then. And I had to kind of work around that. And that was very motivating, because it was like, what can I fit into this pocket and that pocket? And now it's like I have all the pockets and no idea what to fit into any of them. And I have plans. I have an idea sort of each day. I will write in my bullet journal what I have to do the next day. But even then, I try to keep it a little bit loose, just because of who I am. I'm not sure I'd say I'm Zen. I'm like, whatever. I'm type C. There's like type A, and then there's type B. I would be type A and a half, or type C if there was a different type. So like very type A about a lot of things, very organized, but then also super chill when things don't go right. And just like when things don't go the way I planned them, then I'm just like, well, I guess there were other things that needed to be done. I guess the plans changed. And so, don't know what to call that, but it means that I have to be a lot more disciplined and diligent when it comes to actually getting things done in a timely manner. And having the free time that I have makes that somehow more complicated, or more difficult. I'm more loose with it, I guess. That is getting kind of warm. It's still good. It's just getting a little bit warm. All right, so one more minute into our last sprint. Just kidding. It is time for our last sprint. So your prompt for this final sprint is, it is your character's birthday, and they are getting a big surprise, but the surprise isn't so great. What are you going to do? So that's your sprint. 20 minutes on the clock, and I will see you at the end. Bye. Or we'll go. Hello. That is it. That was our 20-minute mark. And I was able to get 372 words. So, how is it going? I'm about done with dishes. Oh, TL Stewart are about done with dishes. I don't know if you just sent that or if you sent that earlier. Or I think you sent that earlier. I don't think I registered it in my brain. But if you got any writing done that time, let me know how it went. I was able to write 372 words in that 20-minute sprint. That is pretty good. And that brings my total for the day to, or well, for the day so far. I'm probably going to write a little bit before I go to bed and before, like, try to get some more words in before midnight. I'm sorry, I'm like looking at my screen and not looking at you, whoever you are. But I'm probably going to try to write some more before I go to bed or before midnight and get as many words in then as well. I want to use the Word Nerds 4-hour for the word sprint that they just did the other day, and I haven't used it yet. Or I started it last night, and then it was dinner time, and then I went to bed earlier than usual. Sweet. But I did manage to write so far for the day 1,148 words, which is just a little bit shorter than yesterday's word count. So words are happening, words are going. I'm obviously not going to make 50,000 words in a month. I am lucky if I write 20,000 words in a month. 50,000 is just a lot, and I'm amazed at the people who can do it. But I personally would like to keep my mental energy for all kinds of other stuff as well. I don't want to be just doing one thing. And that would exhaust me. So I know I'm not going to make 50,000 words, but we are here. So far, I've written 81 words since November 1st. And that is a big deal for me. That is so many words. I remember when I first started writing Lullaby of the Lilith before it ever had a name or a plan or an outline, it took me months to get to 10,000 words. It took me, I don't even know how many months, but like, I want to say anywhere from 3 months to like a year. Like, it took me forever just to get 10,000 words. And the fact that I have written 13,000 words in 20 days, just every nano, it blows my mind, because every year I get at least 13,000 words in the month, and every year it blows my mind. And I know, like, the amount that I've been doing it, that we do in Nano, I can't really do all the time, or I couldn't really do all the time because of my work schedule. But now I can't. Now I can. I have the time where I should be able to write 13,000 words a month or 10,000 words a month and have a book done within a few months, and then be able to do more. Like, I'm not a fast drafter at all, and I'm certainly a very, very slow, plotter. I'm a plotter, but I'm very slow about it. So far, I'm very happy with Diva's progress, very happy with where this is going. So far, the book itself has now almost 38,000 words, 37,871. So I might have been wrong math-wise about not getting to 40,000 words, because I'm still writing the scene I've been writing, and this scene probably has another good 600 or so words. And then the next scene is going to also be pretty long. Like, it's the last scene, so it's going to be a pretty lengthy scene, and it's going to have like a fight in it, and it's going to have spoiler, sorry, there's going to be a fight in the last scene. Forget about that by the time this book comes out, okay? But it's going to have, there's stuff. And the ending I also changed last night, like, entirely from what I had planned it. Like, I had this ending planned out for a very long time that I thought was okay, but kind of felt anticlimactic. And this new ending is different, very different, and it surprised me last night. I was just writing, and I was like, oh crap, that's how this has to end? That's not how I planned for it to end, but it seems like this is the way this has to end. And so we are there. Almost. We are the chapter right before that, and then we are there, and then we have a book. So that's amazing. That's exciting. And then more books to be written soon and in the future, hopefully, definitely, so long as I live. So this has been great. This has been fun. I will see you guys next week. Like I said, I will be doing write-ins for the foreseeable future for a bit. And every now and then I'll probably put up a random video for something. But for the most part, Wednesdays are going to be our Wednesday write-in. So I hope you can join me next time. If you're watching this in the future, come find me on a Wednesday in the evening usually, and I will see you next time. Thank you so very much for being here, for being on this channel. And that's it. I'm done. Goodbye. I love you all. Bye. Buy my book. Buy the book. Buy the book. Buy the book.